So, Kix, of all the stories I hear of Scary Game, when you get picked, it seems to be the only really scary stories. Can you tell us what happened last night?
Well, I got picked to play a Scary Game, and of course, you're allowed one weapon of choice, so I picked the Rambo knife, because it has a survival kit in case something does happen. And you don't know what's going to happen when you play Scary Game.
And the 6-inch blade, that works for you too?
Yeah. That was, and the whole time you run out, you run into this piece of, and the first thing is this wooded area, and you're just like, you stop because you don't know where the fuck you're going. It's totally dark, and all you hear is insects and things moving around you, adjusting to you being there. And then for the first 5 minutes, you're like, you don't want to move because you don't know where you're at. Eventually, you kind of scope out. And in my case last night, I thank God the moon was out because it was light. So I went to the lighted area, and there was a big open section. So I went there. I eventually scoped out more sections, and I wanted to make it even more scary. So I hopped over a barbed wire fence, which I don't know how I made it over, but I did. And of course, I had my knife on me, and I was just hitting the fence just to let everything know that, yeah, if somebody was going to fuck with me, I was going to fuck with you back.
Kix is coming.
Yeah, totally. So anyways, I hopped over the fence, and then, there was nowhere to go, and I was out of the moonlight. So I decided to, after 10 minutes of being in the darkness again and stepping over branches and who knows what was coming my way, I just decided to hop over the fence again. And at this point, when I hopped over the fence, with the moonlight shining, I met these two souls.
Souls?
Yeah.
What do you mean by souls exactly?
It was these two guys. These two guys were just hanging out. And I saw their shadows, and it was like trees, but it was shadows. And every time I'd look, the one shadow was like in different motion,
This is in the middle of a deserted wood, right?
Yeah. And it was just I was freaked out. And I remember I was talking to these souls, and I had my knife. I was just like, hey, be cool with me. I'll be cool with you. And they were just there. They were just looking at me. And like I said, every time I'd turn away to scope out my surroundings, because I didn't, I was still on the lookout. When I'd look back, they were in different shape. He was in a different, his head would move. Yeah, I was creeped out.
Did you notice what they were wearing, by any chance?
It was hard to tell. You couldn't really make out what they're wearing, but you can kind of see this energy around it. You could see the person, and I think at that point I hung out with them for a good 10 minutes. And after that, I saw the van pull up, and that's when I ran back and the Scary Game was done.
Am I clear that your bandmates left you deserted in the woods for an hour? Is that about right?
Was it an hour?
It was about an hour,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't seem that long for some reason. I thought it was, half an hour or something, but now that I think of it, I was so in my own world there.
And the heart's racing, the adrenaline's pumping. Yeah.
And when you're out there, man, it's scary, because you don't know what's out there. You're just kind of you don't know, there could be fucking, a pack of wolves or whatever, or alligators or whatever, man,
Could be alligators in Florida, for sure.
It just hasn't happened yet. What if you don't come back? What if something happens? What if you walk into a trap? Or, you don't know.
Truly.
That's what Scary Game is, man.
What if? And we're glad to have you with us still.
Yeah. All I have to say, I survived Scary Game.
Shouldn't be alive.
Shouldn't be alive.